Given air cannot be touched or seen as other substances, how can we know if air is a matter such as liquids or solids? With the experiment of today, we will try to make a link between air and matter.
As we can see in the image, we're gonna use 3 big syringes capped at the end, which we're gonna fulfill with sand, water and air. Then we're gonna use plastic glasses, stickers, marbles and a plastic bag.
Hi Marina.
Hi.
As you can see here, we have some sand, some water and some air. Well, after seeing those 3 substances, I would like to know which differences can you see among the 3?
Okay, the first one, sand, as you said, it is solid, it is quite brown and I can touch it.
Perfect.
The second one is water, it is a liquid, it is wet but I can also touch it. But in fact, comparing with those two, the sticker with air has nothing inside.
Okay.
Hello, Granada.
Hi.
We're going to do an experiment. So look at these 3 substances that we have on the table and tell me what difference can you see?
Well, it's kind of obvious to me that the main difference is their state, because water is liquid and sand is solid because it doesn't flow like water, and air is like a gas. And also that I can see water and sand, but I cannot see air, so it's transparent, right?
Yes, good job at identifying the 3 states of matter. But despite the difference of matter, do you see any other difference, or do you think that the other aspects are equal?
No, they are different. Sand has like different bits that water and air do not, but I think they are also composed by different things. And air is always gas, sand is always solid, and water is always liquid. Well, no, water can be solid too, like ice, but I don't know if it can be gas. Well, never mind, I don't know.
To do the experiment that will answer if air can be considered matter, we will use 3 big syringes. We are gonna take their pistons out and cap them. Finally, each one will be fulfilled with sand, water and air.
Okay, now we have put some sand in this syringe and some water in the other. So which differences can you see among the 3 syringes?
You're right, we have put some sand inside the first one, some water inside the second one, but you forgot about the third one. How can we put some air inside the third one?
Okay, well seen. I have not told you anything about the 3rd syringe, but do you think that we need to transport air inside the syringe? Where do you think air is staying? Where can we find it?
1 second, I just need to think. Well, air is everywhere, all around us, but well, not in the moon, not in the sea, because we cannot breathe there, but I guess it's everywhere.
So if air is all around us, as you have said, do you still thinking that we need to transport air inside the syringe?
Maybe not, maybe it gets in by itself, but I'm still not sure.
Okay, don't worry, let's experience and you will see.
Okay Marina, now we have filled it. Let's try it, okay? You do it.
Okay. I cannot push anymore. I can push it also. And I cannot reach the end with this also.
Okay. You have seen that none of the 3 can reach the end, okay?
Yeah.
Why do you think this happens?
Well, in this tube, because as I said before, there's something in there, maybe matter. But in this, I don't know, maybe there is also something inside, although I can see it.
Okay, let's think it differently, okay? Do you still think that this syringe has nothing inside?
Well, maybe it has something, but I don't know. Maybe it has air, like in the glass.
Yeah, the thing it's that it has air inside, okay? But when you say something, what do you mean by this something?
I mean, there is matter inside.
Okay, matter. Okay, the word is that air is matter. Although we cannot see it nor touch it, in here there's air. Okay? Okay, Marina, it is clear, sorry, that sand, water, and air are different. Okay? But are different in which way?
They three are in the three different states.
Okay, states of what?
States of matter. We studied last year the solid, liquid, and gas.
Okay, that's the thing. So air, if the same happen to sand, water, and air, then air is.
It is a gas, so it's matter too.
That's the thing, Marina. Now I have 3 stickers that I want you to put near to the 3 substances, okay? So that we can see it more visual. That which state is each one, okay?
Okay.
Now you have those 3. You do it?
Yeah. The gas is air, as we said.
Perfect.
A liquid is water, I guess. And so the solid is the sand.
Perfect.
Okay, so now imagine that we put the piston, which is this part, inside the syringe. What do you think it will happen?
Well, as you have capped the syringe, the piston will not reach the end because there's water and sand inside, so it cannot go all the way.
But what will happen in the third case?
With the one with the...
Yes.
I'm not sure. It's confusing because air is invisible, so I cannot imagine.
Okay, don't worry, let's try. Okay, so now take each syringe and try it.
Okay. I cannot push it farther. Neither with this one. Neither with this one.
Okay, so now that you have pressed each syringe, what can you see that have happened?
Well, it happened what I told you, that the piston couldn't reach the end.
And why do you think that? How can you explain it?
Because the water and the sand stays inside and don't let the piston go farther, but with the air happened the same, so maybe it's the air that doesn't disappear and stays in.
Okay, so it cannot disappear by chance. So if we close the syringe, there is air still in. We cannot see it, we cannot touch it, but it's there. Do you remember what you told me before at the beginning about the difference of the 3 syringes?
Yeah, water is liquid and sand is solid, and I can see both, but I cannot see air, which is like gas and it's invisible.
Okay, so you're right. Now keep this idea. If those are different, what happens the same to the 3 syringes?
I see. So then it doesn't matter that air is invisible, and if they have different states won't matter as well, right?
Yes, because what are they?
They are things that are in different states.
Okay, but better than things, how could we name them? What does have different states?
Are they substances? Yeah, I think so. Substances can have different states.
Well seen, but we can also call it states of matter. Do you remember?
Yes. So we can say sand, water, and air are substances or matter that can be found in different states.
Perfect. So now that we know that the syringe is full of air and that air is matter, why does it doesn't reach the end?
Maybe because if water and sand occupy a place that don't let the piston reach the end, it will happen the same with air.
Yes, don't be afraid of saying it. You are right. So, air occupies a space as any other substance. Why do you think so? Can you tell me why?
Well, I don't know. They are things, sorry, substances, and all the substances have their place.
Okay, Marina, you are actually surprising me a lot. Okay, now you have reached to that level. Okay, I want to challenge you with another question. Okay,
Okay.
we have seen that this is plenty of
Air,
okay, and air is
matter.
okay, but I want to know why the piston cannot reach the end.
Mm,
You wanna hold it?
okay. I'm wondering. In fact, I don't know.
Okay, don't worry, okay? Try to think about the relation between air and the steering, which is surrounding the air.
Maybe because as the air is inside, it occupies the space.
That's the thing, okay, okay. And do you know why the air occupies the space in the steering?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't understand it.
Okay, don't worry. Let's try another example, okay, to make it easier to understand, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Marina. Here we have several marbles. I think you know them because you play with them like every day, okay?
Yeah.
And the whole amount of the marbles represent the air, okay?
Okay.
Now I want you to compress them as much as you can, and please let me know what is happening. Okay, just compress them.
Okay.
Okay.
Like this,
Yes.
I cannot compress anymore.
Okay, so the thing is that it gets a point that you cannot compress them more.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you please relate it with what happened in the steering plenty of air, please?
And maybe air has also like very little marbles, like little parts that when I press the piston, they compress it a lot, but there's a point that they cannot get closer, like the marbles, and they cannot disappear to let the piston reach the top.
Okay. These little things or little parts are called particles. Okay? These particles, as you said before, occupy space. But this fact of occupying space made of the matter, because it's matter as you said, has a name. Do you know this name?
I think I studied it last year. It can be volume.
Yes, it's perfect. So air is
Matter that occupies a space. So by this it has volume.
that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, let me show you an experiment to make it more visual. Imagine that all these marbles it represents the air and its parts. So now try to compress it as much as you can.
Okay. Like this.
Yes. Until you can't anymore. So now, what's happening?
Well, the marbles are like together, but I cannot press it more, so they are having their place. Maybe as the parts that were in the air in the syringe.
Yes. Okay, very good. Just one little thing. If a substance occupies a space as an object occupies also space, this substance has... What do you think? How can you name it?
It's not area. Area was for flat things.
Yes.
It's something to calculate objects in 3D. Volume!
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect! So, air substance has volume. So now could you think about a way to explain what we have learned about air?
Well, what I thought while doing the experiment was, you know when you have a plastic bag and you tie it, and then sometimes if you don't push the air outside, it gets like bigger on the inside. So I thought about it. But for the little things, the parts,
The particles called?
okay, the particles of air, I don't know, I would explain as you did.
Okay.
Okay, now we have reached to the end of experiment, and after several explanations and answers from you and examples and so on, I would like to know the final relation between air and matter.
Okay. Air is a kind of matter like the other substances, water and sand. And by this, it occupies a space inside a syringe due to the little, what you said, particles.
Perfect.
And by this, air don't let the piston reach the top of the syringe.
Okay, that's the thing. So we are done with it.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
The answer of the principal question we presented on the experiment is that air is definitely matter. We can assure this because air is made of little particles that, even they cannot be seen from the human eye, they are there. Those particles are distributed in a certain way depending on the state of matter that we have seen inside the syringes. The solid matter, as the sun, has particles that are very close among each other and have a very low capacity to move. The liquid substances are made of particles that are not so close to each other and can move more on the surface. However, the gas matter, as the air is composed by particles that are very separated among them and can move freely all over the recipient. Air is a transparent gas, but the inner particles make it to have volume that is evident when we try to put the piston down and it doesn't reach the end of the syringe. Therefore, we have been able to see that air has the capacity of compression, although it has volume that occupies the space. That is, the syringe was full of air but the piston could go down, so the air was compressed.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall. We built the pyramids. Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.